Hello there, seventh graders. Mr. Gray here. Great to see you guys. So today I'm gonna talk to you guys about going choosing a script. So you're going to be doing a design project. Now you will not be performing this script at all. What you're going to be doing is there are going to be several design elements that come from this script, including a set design, a prop, costume, things like that. So I'm going to have you guys choose a script in order to work with it. So how do you do this? Well, on Google Classroom, there is a thing 3.0 of which script are you doing? Pretty straightforward. It's just a question. You'll just answer it in. But where do you get the scripts? Well, there's a great website that I order plays from sometimes called Pioneer Drama. And there's a link to it right here. And it's basically has a search engine. Now, I have saved a search that I already did for you guys. So I've got some search parameters in there that should help you sort through them a little bit. I've clicked on plays, not musicals. If you really want to do a musical, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. I've selected one acts because they're shorter, but you don't need to do that either. The only thing I would say is stay away from the virtual theater. So there are little buttons you can click here if you want to search. If you want to search for something, include it. If you want to exclude it, you click there. It doesn't really matter. This search has been done for you already. There is a ton. There's 611 plays here that you can look through. That should be plenty. But if you're looking for something specific, you can use a keyword there. So, for example, if you have always loved A Christmas Carol, for example, you can write A Christmas Carol. There's a bunch of plays where they do Seussify them. They make them like a Dr. Seuss style of Romeo and Juliet, for example. Um, so that's there. But there's basically a bunch of plays here, and I'm going to kind of walk you through right now of exactly what we'd be looking at. So we're just kind of scrolling down here, and you find one that you like. Oh, here's Game of Myths. It's clearly a kind of Greek mythology mixed up with Game of Thrones kind of style here. So let's click on that. You can read about it a little bit. And if you look, there is something called a script sample right here. Okay, that's a script sample. So we're going to click on the script sample, and the script samples are always the same. They're just the first few pages sometimes, or this one's 17 pages long, so that gets pretty deep into them. I've seen some of them that get like the whole play except for like the last page, but generally speaking, they're going to always have at least the very beginning. So the first page is always kind of like some legal notice about making copies and stuff like that. And then it usually has a list of the characters, and that will come up later. Sometimes they list the number of lines the character has. Usually it's in order of appearance or it's in the importance of character, how they're listed. That's fine. Um, but now here's where the good stuff comes, the stuff that you're going to need to know about a little bit. Okay. So the setting. Okay. Then the set description. That is a big deal. You're going to need to know the set description because that is important. At the beginning of each scene, it might say lights up or at rise, and it might tell you a little bit more about the play. And then at the end of the play, often there will be some sort of production notes. Um, this is talking about some different props they have that come on stage, and sound effects, costumes. So oftentimes they'll mention something about the flexible casting. Okay. Um, but they're all a little different. I'll click on another one here. This one's called Alive. And again, there's always going to be this script sample, as you can see. And here's the Alive play. Again, legal notice, copyright stuff. List of the characters is a very short play. It's 2 characters. This says the setting is in the present. It's in a living room. And it explains the living room a little bit with 2 comfortable chairs, coffee table. There's a vase of flowers. The mantle, again, here's the at rise. Lights up, explains what everything looks like. And then at the end, there'll be some production notes, props that are on stage. Props is short for properties. Fun fact. Set and costumes. So it'll explain some of that. So some of these are very simple sets. Others of them are a little more complicated. I'm going to show you another one here. Let's see here. Find a good one. Okay. So here's Mamma Mia, The Secret of the Spoon. Again, script sample right there. It's always pretty much in the same spot. Sometimes there'll be some extra pictures of the scene. And again, it's a legal notice. Here's a list of the characters. Set description. This one goes into a little bit more specific set description. Okay. And then the at rise tells where everybody is when the scene starts. And once again, there is production notes at the end about props and costume suggestions, different things that they want you to put in. Okay. So there, like I said, there is a lot. There's 611 titles in just this search that I did for you guys. I think there is plenty to look at, plenty to do. And they, as you can see, they all kind of have this standard format that you can see in the script sample of the talking about the copyright notice. Then it's got the cast, and then it has the set description, and then of course at the end there are usually some production notes. Okay, and those are the things that you are going to need to know. Now, could there be other more in-depth ones? Absolutely. In fact, I was just looking at one a minute ago, and it actually had some set designs, set diagrams, things like that. You don't need all that. Whichever one interests you, that's all that really matters. Don't look for the easiest one. They're all short because they're all just sample versions of them. I think the longest one you'll see is like 27 pages. Most of them are anywhere from 5 to 15 pages or so, and you will be expected to read them because they are just a script sample to kind of get an idea of what's going on in it. Okay, so that's the first step. Is you're going to select a script, and when you're done selecting that script, you're going to write and answer this question, which is, which script are you doing? You're going to answer it. And hopefully everybody has a different one. It's okay if you have the same one as somebody else. It just doesn't matter. Okay? Well, I hope this was helpful in explaining how to choose your script.